What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, brother.
Good. Kelvin's an interesting one, right? Because he's coming down to the division, but you've seen how good he can be at middleweight, and sometimes it's kind of which Kelvin's going to show up.
Yeah.
But what are you expecting from him after his first weight cut in forever?
I mean, I'm expecting I've prepared for the absolute best Kelvin. I'm not sure which one's going to show up, but I'm ready for the best of him. His first battle is going to be with the scale, which is all of our first battle. But, I hope he has a good weight cut, and so we can get in there and put on a good fight.
As a fighter, do you think you're able to tell almost immediately if it's his good night or his bad night, right? Do you think you'll know right away, like, oh, this is the best Kelvin?
I don't think it's going to matter because I'm going to be the best Sean Brady, and I'm not going to be too worried about him. As long as I'm the best me, which I am, it doesn't matter who's in front of me, the best or the worst Kelvin. It's going to be the same result.
Stylistically, where do you think this one takes place? Is it going to be a boxing fight, which we've seen him and you guys do, or do you think this could be a grappling heavy fight? Where do you think it takes place?
I'm gonna mix it up. That's my plan. I think I have a lot to prove. I want to show people how good my striking is, how good my striking defense is, and how good. Obviously, everyone knows I have good grappling, but I just want to show everybody how good I am everywhere as a fighter.
Where does a win over him put you, right? Because he's not technically in the division, but his resume is what it is, and everyone knows how good he is. So what does a win here do for you?
To be honest, I don't give a fuck where it puts me. I just want to fight and get back to fighting, and I think I got caught up too much in rankings and where certain fights put me. I really don't care anymore, I care, but I just want to get in there. I want to fight. I want to feel the crowd. I want to feel the cage, and I just want to have fun and get back to my winning ways. And winning fights is going to put me where I want to be, and I'm just not going to concern myself with all the other stuff.
Do you think that's something people kind of can underestimate, like how much it can take your focus away, is if you start thinking bigger picture all the time?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you start looking at the rankings, you start looking at if I beat this guy, I'm fighting this guy next, and then you start getting ahead of yourself where I'm being where my feet are. I'm present. I'm not looking behind me. I'm not looking too far ahead of me, and I'm right here, right now, and I'm going to perform the best I can Saturday night.
Not looking too far forward ahead, though, how sweet do you think it will be getting that win on Saturday, right? Like getting that loss off and getting that win back, and that moment. It's
been a long year, Obviously, I lost my first fight. I had a couple injuries. I was supposed to fight Jack. I was in the hospital for a week with a infection in my arm, so I went through a lot, but I think it made me the best Sean Brady that there can be. So all that bad shit that happened to me just made me mentally and physically stronger.
It's funny, right? The loss is what it is, but then to not be able to get back in there as soon as possible, to just get rid of it and start winning, how frustrating was that?
I think that was a blessing in disguise because I tried to come back so fast, and I was training so hard, and I was running so much. I tore my groin, I got hurt, and I think it just made me slow down and put things into perspective. Fighting it's a huge part of my life, but it's not my whole life. I used to be so consumed with just focusing on winning, focusing on this, focusing on that. Now, I've trained so much differently since losing my fight. I think I'm just a completely different person, and I just can't wait to show it. And obviously I wanted to get that taste out my mouth, but it is what it is. When you're fist fighting, there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. I've won a lot more than I've lost, so I'm doing pretty good already. I've lost one fight in my entire career, and it is what it is.
I'd agree with that.
Hey, Sean.
What's going on?
Hey, so can you talk to me about the process of the mentality after you had that first loss? Was it hard on you? Did it take long to get over? Or was it one of those things where it was like, let's just get right back in there immediately and I'm over it?
It was definitely hard. I definitely was trying to just get back out there, and I just wanted to get that taste out of my mouth. But like I said, I got hurt during training camp, and it made me slow down and just kind of realize a lot of things I had to work on myself mentally. And I got a mental coach. His name's Bryant, and then I started working with another guy, Brandon Epstein. So I'm actually working with two really good guys on the mental game, and we always focused on the physical and not the mental too much, and I think that's something I was lacking for a while. And I've been putting in a lot of mental work, and I just got to really focus on myself, not the physical side, and I feel good.
And I know you said before, if Kelvin does show up a little bit overweight on the scale, you still want to fight, obviously, and you'll be happy to take his purse.
Yeah, I mean, a couple pounds, I'll take some extra money. So as long as he's just not too heavy to where other people have to intervene, you know, but he can miss by a couple, and I'll take that 20%.
And how much do you think like a couple of pounds actually matters like the next day?
I mean, it does matter because we all it's not just a couple pounds. It's the sitting in the sauna. It's the struggle of not eating, not drinking that we all go through to get there. Like I cut a lot of weight to make 170, you know. So like I know what you have to do, and a couple pounds, people are, oh, it's just a pound, it's just 2 pounds, or it's just 5 pounds. 5 pounds is that's a lot of time that you're not cutting weight and a lot of struggle you didn't have to put your body through. So that's where I think it starts getting iffy. But yeah, a couple pounds and we'll be good to go.
And how important is it for you to get to perform in front of this crowd out here in Austin that's going to be rowdy, and they love their fights, especially these big fight cards like this?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. My teammate Jeremiah Wells had a big knockout here about a year ago. My whole team was here, so we've had some success here. I'm excited to be in Texas, first time here. So, yeah, I'm excited to get in front of an American crowd. Last time I was in kind of enemy territory, so it's going to feel good to have some people cheering for me this time. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited to get out there in front of a crowd and have a good fucking fight.
I guess the last one for me is like, what was the biggest takeaway from that fight against Bilal? Whether it be, mentally or physically or, technique-wise or something like that.
Just mentally knowing that if something, like, I went back and I watched the fight, and in my mind, I wasn't doing as good as I thought I was. And realistically, I was doing a lot better than I thought. But in my mind, things weren't going exactly how I wanted. And I kind of not quit on myself, but I kind of started having some doubts. And when those doubts got in, and then that's where everything kind of fell apart. And I just have to know, and this is something I've worked on a lot, that it's not fucking always going to go your way. You're going to get punched. Things aren't going to go your way. And when they don't, stop thinking about it and just look forward to what you're going to do next. One punch at a time, one shot at a time, and that's just how I'm going to take it.
Sean, you're looked at as a big threat over there. What is there, anywhere in particular after this fight you're looking to jump up? You're not looking forward, but like next step.
I would like, I was asking for the Ian Gary fight before I was getting Kelvin, and then me and Vicente were actually like DMing. Vicente's a super nice guy, super cool. We were talking back and forth because he didn't have a fight, I didn't have a fight, and we were like literally almost like we were pretty much scheduled, and then they called us and some things changed. But if somehow he gets past Luque, which I don't think he will, that's a fight I would like. Ian.
2 weeks, 296. Edwards versus Covington. How does that play out?
Man, I think a lot of people forget how good Colby is, and obviously Leon's a great fighter too, but I think Colby's going to get it done. I think he's just going to be able to keep his foot on the pedal, kind of like how Kamara was in their first fight, and get it done kind of in the same way. He just got to keep his hands up.
Anything specific in training camp you focus on Gastelum? Obviously, he's coming back down to his original weight class. What do you see?
I brought in Drew Dober for this camp. So I brought in, obviously, southpaws, shorter, stockier guys. So got a lot of training in with them. And, just doing the right work and not like something in the past I used to do. I would always do too much in the gym. I would do extra runs, do extra rounds where that's where my body would start to break down. And now, I'm getting a little bit older, just being smarter, knowing I do so much work already. I don't have to do all this super extra stuff to where I start hurting myself and I start breaking myself down. Now I just feel like I found a sweet spot of training and recovery, and yeah, I feel great.
I just got one. Yeah, I just got one. Since you brought it up about Ian Gary, he's kind of a guy that's been in the headlines lately for some different reasons. What are your honest thoughts on Ian Gary?
Man, he's very talented, but for me, I've been with the same group of guys since I started fighting, so it rubbed me the wrong way when he called out, excuse me, when he did that whole thing with Luque and recording the phone, the way he just did that, he called him, he had cameras on him, recording him and Luque having a conversation, that shit was whack to me. These guys, my teammates are like my brothers, so for me, if if you're at a gym, like that's your fucking family. For you to kind of do the shit that he's been doing, and then talking about like training and how like the guys know how good he is, and he's beating everybody up in the gym. And now I see like Brendan Allen was kind of calling him out on it. He's starting to get some backlash, and yeah, I just think that shit's whack. How
would you handle that if somebody was in your gym constantly filming, like with a camera?
Well, he wouldn't be because like we're not a super gym. We're not this big gym. We're a small gym in Philly. We got good guys out. Like we got a lot of good guys, but we're a family. You know, you come in, you start pulling out your phone, like let alone fucking actual like cameras. Like that shit's getting shut down. Like we're not like that. You know, we're not going to film everything. So God forbid you leave our team and say you did do something to one of our guys. You're out there posting, and training's training. You know, so you can do whatever you want in training, but you get out there and fight the guy, it's going to be a completely different story. So, yeah, I'm just not into that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.